なぜ今狼かっていうことで
Why Okami now? Of course, leaving Platinum, talking to Capcom, it was an important step of all this. But more than that, just hearing all the cheers from the fans that pushed me. And so with everyone's cheering on and our desire to create it was that led us to the actualization of this project. So without everyone's voices out there, without everyone cheering us on, we wouldn't have moved forward with this. So thank you so much.
Okami.
So looking back at Okami, I'm actually from Nagano Prefecture. It's very nature-filled. My hometown and my love for it was one of the key factors that made me create the game and made me sort of want to write that I experienced back then in sort of a positive way. And so it's this spirit that drove me into creating this sequel. I do have a general idea of the big theme and the idea of the story, and it is in my head. It's been building in my head for several years now, and it's something that I really want to be able to get my hands on and work and visualize to get to the fans. And I have a detailed idea on how I want this game to turn out. So one thing that we can say is that this sequel of Okami is a continuation of the story that we saw of the original game. Our work, of course, is to not create the game that people request of us, to create the exact copy of what people want from us. But we are working hard to achieve a game that achieves the fun that people are expecting of this Okami sequel. And I have an idea of what I wanted to create. And I have no plans of throwing away users' expectation of the games. But I always wanted to make the best game possible. And I'm always looking at social channels to see what users are expecting of this sequel. Okami is not just a nice story. There of course are the evils within the story, and as you go along the game, you move along the story, you move along the goals that you have within the game, but you have people who perish or you lose along the way in the story. And I think that's why it is an important game as well. Like these two guys next to me, they said that their daughters played it and enjoyed the games. I also want various people to play it, and I want people of all ages to be able to enjoy it.
Okami.
The Switch version, my daughter played it recently, and she was in elementary back around 4th or 5th year then. She didn't really play a lot of games, and because the format is a bit old, you usually don't know where to go and what to do in those games, but Okami is good with leading you and showing you what to do and what to go. So that's why I think it's a really great game. So same for me as well. The Switch version, once it was done, my daughter, she was a bit younger, so she didn't clear the game, but she always talked about playing the flower blooming game. Me myself, I thought of the game as a game where you take down the evil spirits and so on, but she saw it as this beautiful game there and inspiration there. And so that sort of bridged it for me as well, that it's a game that not only adults can enjoy, but also kids can enjoy.
僕にとってこれは元々の狼って、PlayStation 2
With the original Okami, of course, it came out on PS2. The original concept was to create sort of the soft and hand drawing style of the game. And that was sort of the visual that the team wanted to show. But even with the hardware back in the days, that was a tricky thing to achieve. So this was something that we had a lot of discussions with the development teams going back and forth, and we ended up with certain aspects that we had to drop because of that. And so with today's technology, we are able to sort of achieve that we were trying to achieve back in the days, and perhaps even greater now. Now we have the RE engine as well working with us. So things that were great, that we were giving up on, are now able to achieve, and we hopefully be able to achieve the Kamiya game that we all wanted to achieve.
素晴らしい回答です。ありがとうございます。
I always looked at how things sort of update and develop going forward with these sort of titles. Even looking back at the old Okami, I can't even remember all of the sort of control schemes that was for the game. But you have to sort of remember that what was best back in the days aren't perhaps best for modern games. So we always have to look at what's best for games coming out now. Of course, we won't ignore everything that was that we had for Okami, but we'll also look into sort of the controllers, and not only that, but the various ideas that we had for the base game and see what we can improve and adapt. I was actually relieved that we were able to do this announcement, because now it's not only just a dream, an idea, it's something that is actually becoming true.
僕今でもYouTube なんかで
Even now, I look up the YouTube reactions to the announcement and looking at the people reacting to the video, and I find myself crying with the fans And I'm just so happy to see that. Oh, people are so happy to see this game come true.
Oh my! Is Okami back? Wait, what? Whoa! What the hell?
My beautiful, beautiful Okami.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! There it is.
クリエイターとしてはやっぱり
When targeting success, it's always tricky to pin down what sort of describes that. If I'm happy with the game, then it's successful. Or if it sells a lot, then it's successful. But from the creator perspective, it's always an important successful point is when people play the game and they enjoy it. Especially for this title as well, to not only have people who are literate gamers, but people who are new to gaming also be able to enjoy the game itself. So this might only be something for Okami, but personally for me, success might not be the right word, but if it's something that I personally like, personally would enjoy, then I feel like it's something that the project has succeeded. Of course, that might not always align with users or the fans, but having it align with the best scenario, that's something that we're aiming for.
そんな気持ちになることもあると思いますが。
So we understand that emotion, but the team will work as hard as they can to create the game that people are expecting. So trust us in the development team that we will do our best. And we will work towards having the game come out before people start banging on the door a bit too loudly. So this is something that we say pretty much for all titles, but of course the faster isn't always the best. But we will not give up quality for speed. But do know that we will not drag our feet with this title. This is something that we will put our efforts into. So just a message towards everyone who saw the trailer that was announced last year about the project that we are now working very hard to realizing. It might take a little bit of time before we might talk again, but please wait while we're able to sort of realize our dream of creating Okami, the sequel. So it might be some time before we get to meet each other again. But do know that this project is made by staff who love this series, who love this IP, and they're working very, very hard to create it. And we're working our hardest to make something that aligns with everyone's expectations.
まずは、このプロジェクト
First of all, this project is something that I really want to create personally. But if it wasn't for everyone's cheers, then we wouldn't be able to move forward with this. So first of all, I would like to thank you, everyone. From the depth of my heart, thank you. And not only due to the fans, but also Capcom and Machine Hand Works, it's due to all of their support that I am able to achieve this. And so I will continue to treasure this collaboration in creating this title that we hope that everyone will be able to enjoy. So please look forward to this project. Thank you.
これからも応援どうぞよろしくお願いします。